there's this woman, and she's 50 years old, and she wants to make herself look younger. So she goes to this place and gets her face all done so she looks really younger. Anyway, after she does that, she goes out and she talks to some people. She goes in the shop. She says to the woman behind the counter at the shop there, she says, "Excuse me, how old do you reckon I am?" She goes, "I don't know, about 26, 27. She says, "No, I'm actually 50. And she goes to another place. And on the way she sees one of her friends, which she hasn't seen for a long time. And she says, "G'day." They start talking anyway. She says, "How old do you reckon I am?" She says, "Oh, I don't know, 35. "No," she goes, "I'm 50. And then she goes out to McDonald's and she has lunch in there. And she starts to order, and she says to the girl behind the counter, she says, "How old do you reckon I am?" She goes, "I don't know, 26, 27, maybe 28. She goes, "No, I'm 50. Anyway, she goes home and she gets on the train. She sees this old bloke. She says to the bloke, "Do you know how old I am?" He goes, "I bet you I can tell how old you are." He says, "I have to put my hands up your top so I can guess how old you are." She says, "Okay, no worries." So he puts her hand up a bra, has a squeeze of her tits, pushes them together, squeezes both nipples, and then he says, "I bet you I know how old you are. You're 50. The girl got a shock. She couldn't believe it. She says, "How did you know that?" He says, "I followed you from McDonald's."